proceeded. When we started, even last month, 22nd of June, you had government appointees still looking and staring into the face of Ghanaians that they will never go to IMF today, nor tomorrow, nor forever. You understand? Yeah. So that means that these are not just common people. Ameka said they are communicators on radio. These are appointees in government. They are responsible for finance. They were telling us this in our face. That stands to reason. If 2 weeks after that, the president now back out, Ameka say young IMF. My question is it that the homegrown policies no more can wider than now? I'm happy they've come to realize and they've eating humble pie. Say they are going to IMF because we foresaw it a long time ago. Say the way it was going, the economy was going to crash. You will not have money to pay salaries. You will not have money to pay the amortization of the loans ahead of us. But we advised, and they thought that telling us or saying things into our face, no, and never more superior, no. Now, so mammy will now see on woo ye. Now, what can I say, Dema? Yen I and sao mammy no, a fay pampani, PF dem, yen I yet. Said in Guasia Abeto. Said the Amna must set cookwemu yen na enquy. Now they are exposed. I could connect to Abeda home from a boy. This is where we are as a nation. I am glad they are going to IMF, but I hope and pray, because I've heard stories of other countries on what IMF are. It took them over 2 years. I'm told even Liberia took them 5 years to get IMF. What am I saying? So the issue is, Sesiano, Yensa actually aseyichi. If you say no more, say 11 no, it is Kabeba. I'm a muhu who say 11 na fa sikana emba inti budi brike koi. You think say sikana to say done oh be sorry akọ bank akọ check amount say J faculty credit no, it is not so. It is a whole process. Me bompa say the procedure in which omodi ebe fa so no enchepi enye sa Ghana we will crash as we go because dollar ni krom, and these things are very very necessary because our GDP to debt ratio no high. Our interest payments are staring in our face. What am I say? Our budget deficit is coming. What am I say? So the dollar too is rising because dollar ni room. Inti sanya when you now kabuma. And yes, bia me make say meti ha say menya MPP di o ma enye. Oba ni kwa ye na yo. I go to the pump to buy fuel just the same as the MPP man. And then this is 60 something cities, no. Me turn on so turn sa. No one turn no. But obetna radio so na so ko bebia obekasa te say de ne ho turn. Last me your analysis be say hwe. MPP for yet say obia wenye sika kakra. Onya sika kakra ko high single room. Excuse me to say, e was so metri baby. E no konya compound house. A edware ni fi ho toilet ni fi ho. Into osori okodware wo bi ko toilet wo baby. E beda ni dem. But who back when ne fi your car crank into a porto Range Rover into your jarry year. No better Range Rover into your back Roma. That is the whole MPP. Into your mobile out now. You see them shepherd. They are living a good life. But who don't fear baby or no dano? Come de no.
Outside gentility home.
Yes. As a who papa will fear come demo. Yentia school fees. Who better now papa. Afa sika say or no, what is saying, Kolebigu, children's home being to this kind of shop. A brown to school fees will fear a brown boy, mamma, and here scanko to an India. That is MPP for you.
But quick one, why 15 minutes? But my main 12 also for the next 5 minutes because you talk for I raise issues. TUC I raise issues with IMF's coming. No say, minimum the kind of concessions are buying their coin into these negotiations there, but what are some fears and what are the likely repercussions?
You see, people say when NDC went to IMF 2015, there was a restriction on employment.
Yeah. Now, Enya
no cresa. Is that true? It is not true. It is never true.
So, and what were the conditionalities?
You see, it is not true. There were so many conditions, but employ people was not part of it. I can say you can't employ people. So, catch them say because TBB to send NAPCO. A whole unit to employ them there. Obviously, IMF will ask questions. But employ people into the public service. which go in as the person is 60 years irreplaceable. IMF didn't stop that. We continue to do that during our time. We didn't have the luxury to say nurses you could do 300 and not 500, but we could still do a minimum quota. That is the difference. The restriction to SWA, it's not so bad. Even ask these people now, are they even getting people employed? They are not. So their fear is a worse. Their cry is it's going to move from bad to worse. That is the whole issue. Not that it's going to be near restricting more. A worse. That's all the fear. Because it's what are people going to do? That's the challenge. So I understand where they are coming from. I know their fears, but I pray, sir, whatever documentation and our policies they'll be able to negotiate and navigate their way well. To be able to favor the average Ghanaian.
I mean, call Richard or not. Richard means here how he also feels about this IMF move. Richard, Nabibi Abokobio.
Nyankopon adaworoma.
Medasepa. Oh, mihoye. How do you also see this IMF aboarding?
You medase. Mamifa inchia kese emma wetie funyina. Na you me start here fi UTAG and say a UTAG organization.
Coalition of Teachers, not
one consensus.
And
na fi ma zoom into the IMF in general.
Okay.
Ye wo how bebre wo manyi mu na ohaw no emu ba ko ne say yen ka no kware ye nipa bi a yen pe no kware inti no eno na eboa ma corruption no ekoso bebre wo manu mu inti usua subject bi to say government wo senior high school a wo be kire say ye wo pressure groups na pressure groups no wo one advantages and disadvantages. In this case, not and you tag me then once we pressure groups our one special interest. But such special interest no say yenso as a man no yehwene who says such special interest no is it in the interest of the country? And I'll discuss it not only in the context of NAT ne UTAG, but yen fanko fa close for in the one where you more ministries in your no. So IMF IMF and can't tell say and confirm power adwuma mu nemumnia IMF be ne say what best you hear ska ohia mwa because there are problems with your management system ntisika no enkoye yehwe ministry ni su mu a bia ministry mo be kire say nipa 2000 and e adwuma wo ho now so yehwe near the compare other ministries in other countries one population do so chen mu a na say sa nipa 2000 and e adwuma wo ministries wonom no what does too much? So what I say, it is in Calbert may you soon 200 quempire Dumana in Calbinian Faswa, I will say Uniano. But most of our ministries, government agencies, nominating at the Adi, Ubako Honum Sana situation at Yaning. Nipa be to Honma, they are useless to the system. On yet you may be a Naso Bosomodia, Ojaketia. Apart from Sani Pano, yes, also ghost name, our system numu. Inti Abosome Swan. Aban be sika bebiri akotua sa nipa ni na salary nanso output anasem faso e wo se aban nya fi sa nipa no ho no emba nti se wokọ IMF hwe GDP to population ratio any nipa wo ye adwuma government and agencies mu obetuma ka che say there should be a freeze on employment and normally workers say freeze on employment te say na menu cut e kire mu no eno nche say wo mfa nipa kra nemum most of the time wo be ne say so being call retirement one for being funny replace no because already no yahu say nipa na mo ho no mo doso say mo doso dia na adenti na wo say ekofa be de be kan but what ma say nti even though not may have a concern no I don't think that concern is genuine. Maybe in the case of teachers we can excuse them because oko teacher for no side now in most places we need enough teachers to teach, especially the places outside of Accra. Meanwhile, ubeba Accra hanom no. There are some areas habeko no. The teachers need go on double. Man won't be. All of these things na I am a teacher. Utumika say, oh, mafa nipa bebre wa hanom. Intima mo mfa nipa bi mu nkan ana say no. Those things, it is the responsibility. Friend saying, a ban responsibility so betena say no be rationalization so be kaya o man panyin Kufuor apension no or the ministry be by an often public sector reform ministry in this ministry na way
na dey na pa kwesi down no
you gu sa ministry no I think say for some time na secretariat be wo presidency any power bia betuma ya ade bia but the truth of the matter is that you hear public reform seriously in this country hwe ade bi to say payment of nursing training allowance done senka ya ade a your public reform ministry a wo ye won adwuma yi a inka payment of nursing training allowance no embeye politics wo kurom hanom ma me nkire wo mu there was a time in our history na nurse for issue wo kurom hanom na wo pro bia ko nursing school kurom pa wunya no nti na ye ni enough nurses in the system nti ye wo ha na ban decide say okay si ye nya nurse for dia ene ne ye nya bribi e be attract nurse for no aba bebiri ne ye nsi aka bi nti ye mfa nursing training allowance embra so ati ase nti aban the nursing training allowance e buy se na be ya e be attract nipa bebiri no akọ nursing ni mu in fact ade na ye adwuma ekodu baabi ma afedi edu baabi no na otumu se nurse for no kwa wan aba aboro so e ma owie school kurampo a onya adwuma anye e na aban bi buy no say okay se ma ba aboro so de any allowance ba betwam won ye kofa politics ne buy no se nka ye na ye public sector reform organization bi wo ho e na one report no what about say ni no yenyi nursing training allowance infuo na e bia yemfa nkoma sanitation school for because if you Ghana bebiri nti no ye penkofo ba we prapra hanu amanya nke bia nkenko politics nanso esan say yan use sa approach nti no mampanyin mahama ko twa mu pe akufo ado say I'll restore it ene ye na ye de te hanu ma e nurse for we school krempa wonya adwuma emfa nye no wahu nti no the whole idea about not for say wusuru say yebeko IMF na IMF for beka say mo won fendi pani ade no I don't think it's a genuine fear. The main problem is that Ghana as a country no you need any serious public sector reforms nti say obi nya na adwuma ye krempa ye hu ena obi nso ye na adwuma ma na boro so krempa eno so ye nya den ye hu nti en na kwa problem no. Now let me get into the IMF proper itself.
What year happy 98.
I didn't know make IMF no enyo automatic and yes o call ya no was iska gugu nti ni asese o scan near the amount of begina kodi program ukwa you go through an appraisal process we be assess o won ba be hwe books mu na mimi hunu said the nti ana ban we dodge IMF and I say on person be call IMF and say mimi me suspect say aban cookie figures bibiri they akere Ghana for wahu figures bibiri won ma President Akufo Addo ba no abeka say 3 na kudu opon kroma ba no abeka say 5 na Kenofori ata ba no say 2 wahu nti o reconcile figures na enyeyi President Akufo Addo sori a no wa charter aeroplane no de nam hwi o friend so mbra parliament no mbe kire say sika he ene edi tu a aeroplane ne ka o say national security information nti on famba we hwe national security national security information ti on famba no akakotana ne baby banking sector yengu banks yenye ni say Kenofori ata say the 20 billion egu no na yi so aba onu so say the 16 billion Bank of Ghana governor aba o say the 16 billion egu no na receiver so aba onu so ba o say the 19 billion egu no basa the whole long and short of the matter is that IMF wo ba no kware wo mu nyina be dadi no kware bi a se ba bibia be dadi because say one ma books no mu anya transparent
What year happy 98.9.
The IMF na ye kono that is one good aspect of it. Accountability na or man way na Akufo Addo aban no wan be discover basa na parliament frɛ wan no wode nanam no won kono won ko bu akonta papa bia no IMF na wo kono de wontumi nkotwantro wo honom eti wo bu akonta papa na nya mehwehwɛ ne sɛ manya information sɛ sa cabinet meeting kra wo kan sɛ wo kwa IMF no na Kenofori ata ni ho bi meeting no wankɔ wo friend so ma ya account so mba ena wan wo kwa no ku decide sɛ wo bɛkɔ enti enne si wa study a inka IMF ba inka finance minister no ko hia won enne na Akufo Addo ankasa ɛna ɛkɔhyia wɔn. And it is very worrying. It's a question maybe say finance minister or he where is he? So Yaria on canon train on resign and Nana Kufado and Sakeno and na Nana Sebi Ufana. We are young president too. We are the commander in chief of the armed forces. In fact, what kind of constitution now? Constitution any minister. The only minister constitution would be a minister of justice and attorney general. Constitution need minister. The constitution reads that the executive is the president. What kind of constitution now? Article 64 down. We be who on them. I say the executive is the president. It's president who ni yenimo. Yenim Ken Ofori-Atta. Yenim any minister. You are the executive. Okay. Na Ken Ofori-Atta into me nyadumana. Mr. President, sakeno. MPP for Makachi say you have the men. Intino Adentina for the past 8 years. Unipa Bakupen Wakenten Finance Ministry. Why dubious things be on finance semma. Namotora motion enhancer.
Dubious.
Oh my brother. No be a own name figure or the collapse banks and dubious. Bank of Ghana a different figure.
Na president a different figure. Na finance minister 98.9.
It's dubious. So what I say. Enti so nipa bi say wo honom. Na se orient me nya adwuma na o man panyin wo ne yeto abama wo nti wo ne beblemu se wo se wo pam na pam no finance se nkrofo bebre wo krom ha wo nim finance nipa bebre wo krom ha wo betumi abeye finance aminim se MPP fo so they have the men immerima bebre wo no betumi aye adwuma no ti se ken na se mo pam no ne ye hoton wo manu ma mo pam no na mo mpo bi obetumi aye adwuma no ntena wonom na o maye adwuma no mayen so ati ase because Ken posture okutano embua ma negotiation papa bia enkoso 2 weeks before going to IMF no ne nam kesi we are not going today we are not going tomorrow sa onipa we na wo de ne kosi onko lead the negotiation e be de na wo ba president akasa nkonko hia won onko wahu intino if we want to have a successful program pa de that's o man panyanya bre so a successful program there, he has no option than to sack that gentleman if the man is not willing to resign. And yes, I mean, young baby and some baby. Now, me whether IMF is good or bad, I leave it for government. I leave it for Ghanaians to judge. Nemum ya me pesa me can say. So far, Ghana bang yako IMF how many times? We can
16. We can
17 times. Obi say on the average, it just say 5 years bia yeko IMF. Now, the most important question I was say yina ye bisa ye hu o man mu say e dan na ye betumi aye enu nti yere nko IMF bio. The question is yina ye bisa na answer ye hu. Wahu.
Yeah, the friend homegrown policies here.
Massa, enye homegrown policy aye de yan no account. And your homegrown policy near the ano na ya slogan ye be say na we ye can planting for food and job na ye de gbe napco gbe near the namsa near the ano akasa na ya back to square one. That is not the kind of homegrown policy we need in this country. MPP for maybe one who ya papa because I expected better from them. They have wasted the past 6 years. Abaya will buy say you are coming to arrest the dollar. Now we will reduce benchmark value. You say A and do B. Yen na yet to chrome ha. Yen say importation and then my dollar ne kosro. Na aban waba. Now we say we per se we boa and my local policy say kosro. Nka we say be one dish one factory kaya sem papa. Now we say we one dish one factory no. No akwa reduce benchmark value. Na ma import wire full. Intino onipa na we say we factory no. Factory run be any product no na the product no be a denting nyama yakwa import yaba and you expect the city to do better.
Richard, okay,
you expect the city mainland because it's very, very important because our economy is in trouble because of the city and dollar relationship. And you know kware say Ukraine Russia and tokwankuto na ma petrol no ekosoro. In fact yen na yen say Ukraine and Russia starting to kwa no petrol bonus rise fee $80 and could do $110 and cost will be baby ejina ename no ka say the entire at the chibia petrol no cost say dollar no rise and rise na a rise because a buying into me bibia and fire import and export relationship no local industrialization say a buying per se see the nigina e say yehwe near the support emma local businesses. Aban yi ba ya was we banking sector reform. We ended up giving the banking sector to the foreign people. We will trade dividend that just market every February we trade dividend. Look at the way the dollar behaves in every February in this country. They pay all the dividends out of the country. Let's see the name for wow. Then we go back to every now and then we suffer. Then we have to go back to IMF for policy credibility. I land here.
Richard Niyama with the PPP, but I'm sure this one also just came now. IMF FDM said wama be pa because Charlie Enray and the teacher unions lay down tools and the nurses and midwives also has served notice. Union of Professional Nurses and Midwives Ghana also for immediate release. Nurses and midwives also deserve cost of living allowance. Cola. The leadership of the Union of Professional Nurses and Midwives is surprised at the laxity with which the welfare of nurses and midwives have been handled within these hard economic times. In 2014, a cost of living allowance of 10% of public sector workers' basic salary was paid to workers to enhance when things got tough due to high cost of living. In 2022, we find ourselves in a similar economic situation, and we expected nothing short of a similar stopgap measure to cushion the salary, to cushion the many nurses and midwives in the country. Yesterday, unions in the education sector laid down their tools to drum home this request, which was brought to the attention of the employer during the May Day celebration and followed up with a formal letter by the Trades Union Congress on the 24th of June 2022. We, the members of the Union of Professional Nurses and Midwives Ghana, are equally calling on the government to, as a matter of urgency, to introduce at least 20% of our basic salary as COLA whilst we wait for the managers of the economy to turn things around. The strike called by teachers in their joint press release is a call in the right direction and deserves the full backing of all other labor unions in the country. We've waited for the bearer of the collective bargaining certificate for nurses and midwives to make a move in demanding for this COLA, but little is heard from them. We have thus taken it upon ourselves as the second largest union within the nursing and midwifery profession to appeal to the government to, as a matter of urgency, take a critical look at the matter. The earlier we begin to talk and think about relooking at the conditions in which nurses and midwives work in Ghana, the better it will be for our health system, as nurses and midwives play a major role in the health delivery system. The leadership is therefore calling on the employer as a matter of urgency to pay all public sector workers the COLA to avert further industrial action. John Agbenyevu, National PRO for the Union of Professional Nurses and Midwives Ghana. Banasco. It's a sign.
As a brother, na sa was one year there.
Bibi Aboko, Faminante, Yanko on the IMF. Yes, you are my bad.
What year a Pawanda Ben were happy 98.9.
But you into Yanko time factor. You move straight now.
Yo, Eja Medasi. Edika Mamincha Etiphone na me fa di more than suma ye abedwafo a me no mo hye wa na me ma me a eche me bass asi so ma me se rampon wo brema na siam ende awie otie me pa na me da na aseso na afutupa em se obi di me picture no mo flyer na kwakire no na se oba na ekwa na se metie wonte ya se de me de tete wo no na okasa na wonte za ante me da se nyame nhira wo odopa da nyina wo yikire wo ba na menua minchia mampeni excellency na nado dan kwa kufuado ene aban penifo nyina ewo enduma pa omobo eboa Ghana ebio mesre so say say okokese abeto fie aye MPP internal elections na edu sabre ya na ubia epreniti ubia so wona chitai for de me fe me den say ubia di ubia chi enso odo ne nkabom no eda so ho eno na ya de ye me ma fem eba general secretary hoping am we interest me support Justin Kodu Afempon na me bompa ese nyame enhye ne ho enum nyam na okumkom ntumi be ye twetwefo panyin ema MPP amanyuku other aspirant nyina so me momotiri nkwa ne besi bia no party no ye baako omyemfo do nkabom ne ntiase enye adwuma na party ne fa ne ntuma pemfra na mbom general secretary de atifo mesremo eya na maka Justin Kodu Afempon minua mesre am say ensem a ye kan nyina no e ade a eho hia pa na ende mekese mani age ewo eye ensem a yedi hu nkomo yi the teacher ni say ye ya manyofo nanso from the deliberations akoso no minua cat nanka o ya to afa baby kakra nanso mefa ne say eyara say ensem a ya kan nyina no ye de bema oman no afa na ntoma pefra mekọ no sei edikan yesi entutu ho na da nyina ye be ya enkenya ade a ye be ma obi kwan se bedi animu say if you always want to compare what this one did and what this one didn't do enka governance ne de senka nya din na mbom megina wa fidi kese so na madagana fo nyina ase ewo eni die soronko ne odo soronko o ma kire MPP eye emreketo abremu the don nim kan saa se nipa dodo a ebe frɛ a omuka eye IMF ene de oman no ebedu sisi abia no hu se omuka no wo ayemhyehye kwan bi so eka no wo odo kwan bi so eka no wa kwan bi so se mu de se de yagimu de a ye bu mu de odo mamo no na nka yenim se bi se ebia entomo na su nya kwanya na wo cheche nipa ni mu a afi wo so no ase enti me eye abribia no me kase Ghanaians are not complaining about MPP. But they are telling us say omo doyen. Inti si ye bibi na se bia ankoye ama omo wo mani so a eya na eha wom. Odo wo ba na se oya ade bia eya ade yemhyehyie ma wo kasa dodo. Eno ne your complaints are never a source of worry to the MPP. Eya ade ye gitum. Na ye gitum se de mu ka nyina so no. Eya ade a eto asomu. Esan se oman no efa ne ntuma pefra ye nyina ye wo oman ni mu ye bedi hu de na MPP ni di de no na PPP ni di de na NDC ni di de nanso ye kan sa no yasramo se nia eto de adin no anke wo se onyam nkyene ema wo de gu ka koso nko ano mane ye nkyenkyenje a wontumi we no okosa nsuo se fa wo ka kotum na wo nkyene kakran kose de be ya wo betumi di aka waduane no enka sabe kutu bensin twa ne ho hia yenyi no ayipemu yeda mo se awo de mo ya kire no na meka ni sabiom na masesi so se enoma ekoso wo Ghana nyina no I am of the firm conviction there is a listening government abrebia no de bebo ne nkrofo eno ye meni eye niama nyina the cat de me said animu no ba niama de ya na ntia 2007 ene yanim ye ho. When these issues of COVID was going on, and Kofu Suama Amanso, me sure so a lot of international friends within the student fraternity, because he was a member of the All African Student Union, just like myself. Your colleagues need be free and mindful for us. Dear no more can say, you Ghanaians are lucky. You have a president who cares about the people. Inti Obano only or Mount for Babekasa. Come to our neighboring Nigeria and other countries. Oma bofiti taluku omu fi yasu nyananado ama yeto ni fellow Ghanaians sese na de ekoso oman ni mu bia no opese oman ba bia ate no ma oman ba no or carry all the people along said your can say let us be citizens and not spectators. So we thank the good people of Ghana for all that they have been saying, for all the actions they have been taking, and yet within the interest and the best principle best abema Ghana etum ponti no mo ye tie de mo ya bem na mo me say en kran say ye ye ni ye na se yetumi dane te se de aye bi panya Ghana fo bebo se no makese ampa gidi a ye de ma mo no enye gidi amatoto na se tie be ko so abom abaso Mesra dadon. One. Ade bia no yesi wo ya ubu kompo. Me social studies teacher, Mrs. Akwalu, do tell me wakojo GSS. Or see history is the records of past events. That should guide our presence and prospect into the future.
Banasco.
Me ya chere ni. Enti,
Basto me nya she dem hu asem ne po na ofese. Musani no.
Se woni mi mogu a, we ebo chini a wonti ase. O si abakosem, eno no ne ade se yakaka ye ho.
Matia.
Aban MPP aban be fa abanua no. Ewo the year 2017, 7th January. Ye ba ya de ye fra no GDP growth. Anase oman no ne kan kwose de na ekono. Na ma pani kufo gya no 9.3 no. Na aba bedu 3.36. Nyame ya adom aban ne tutu ye ne ne hyehyɛ ode ba ye ade na esi ye. Ye tumi bɔ mmɔden kakra. Ade premier akɔ 7.8 ewo ya fie di kan. Ade nya around 7.2. Ebenya 7.4 on the average, near hover around 7%. Before COVID, positive outlook of the growth of the country for 3 consecutive years. And so in the year 2014, agri grew by 0.04. By the end of the day, no, me say any comparison since ni waha. But ye ka bibia ni ebu kompo kakra. Ye ma ye nyina ye hwe se. Anyinya bia anamotu ana aban ni tu. Ensisia no ohyesia no. Na dey na oye. Abanye oba ya ne flagship policies. They ye major trump card free SHS. Even at the time ni ye wo IMF. Ye see ya bo eka se debi. This is a policy ebema the less privilege ababeto the privilege in society. Wumesua. Ye me say wa ha mi gidi se nyina ase nya wumesua. Ebia ka enia. All the sa anamoto no free SHS in our first year, 2017, abani implemented. Other policies ebema omane nya ntu mapefra. Edu baby, na ye nu anomo ka say homegrown policies bia ye say planting for food and jobs. Ani ye tumi ade body every year ko Burkina ni ade kokoton. Enya foreign exchange. Ade bo man ni mu no. Ye se body kra yanka se na e ka ho. Ne ka se bedua serious. Ani bia ho na edua eburo wi a won banchi ni body entitim. But see, one district, one factory, your boss will see ye said they be your money before to my pefra. And somehow, many Amaya doing on a score. Say, once we were protecting our west, we were opening our windows. Nani a good lesson, Sabina. Now, by now, for now, change you my pa or ya. But now, reversing the benchmark value, what is so, hey, Nipa BC and Tiasia. But Association of Ghanaian Industry, so say you support it. Uja sa no meni na fe mitisi masemu a one mesrew yesi ebre bia na se eti bia na ehoche empenifo be omabu no menu mesrew mebra akati kasa o ka asem bi na medi ne ho yaw se dum so eye national problem dum so mesrew eye national yes ye gitum because na baby dum light number 2 dum so na bisi wo UK and ABC or China. Bilateral trade relationship countries now no more they na dum so si wo. Enti ye ku company ehwe ye chi. Baby na ban ni free ba. Any baby abebedu ya. Ni emu se ampa. Oba time wo pepasa me bai. Me tete no mana begina brempon. Aya de pa boa me dachi. Nanso ebia ntobro bebu no. Anasto Napoleon manina bubu.
Banasco.
Osise no kokoya obi a obo strike ma Black Stars. Me wo me ba no na minim se ono dia mema na bobo. Ama na ye abeti asamwajan. Putupru e Napoleon chi no. Napoleon chi na ne abubu. Sabe waye ba fan yo wiawia fom. Osise still house ko ni Jesus on ko Black Stars. Ebi ni dia tu Ghana.
Banasco.
Na putupru yari awiase for na nyina eba beto yen a ema onia nani nampo entutu yesi kasam ekwa ahyiase amayin kron 9 countries omo de omo grow negative. Ghana eka hu ye grow by 0.09 GDP growth. The economic targets Germany muni ade ayede ho toto wo mo no wo mo kwa no mo de daye ya na so sranka nyame se wani na mu no yenya president bia on making the declaration of 29th March 2020. Sir, me minor to tip and some say, me wa when you say me more minor sabanachi. Nambom se nipa baku wua. Mean to mean dane manemba. Sir John we ya nyani bio. Anya kasa se do get atwa. Or the man no. Na media space no. In terms of general secretaryship na yede. Sir John why? Okwa waba. Ano ochro bebe fi. But in all this, there was a solid commitment by a certain government. Some media, me man for who here anti. Now when him court biya and me yana metro. Me say no matter how you want to please your child, in the wake of difficulty, you say you are the most useless father. 18 na debia me debia yakun. Say let me teach my children to know the hardship and me go through obuke room, so that when they grow, they'll begin to learn sense. Me by University of Ghana, obi a oho bia be catch me your masters na me ton fanti dokuno. And also na me dey me land where still small. O just here because them wo fie nyansa, ma femu pen. I was toughened. Emu ya dey no me ton fanti dokuno business school. Ye bi na aduane ni ho. Na me ton fanti dokuno ni chinam. I was doing my masters, people didn't know. You understand? Because two situations ni nyina no na me hu. Ye man penini your papa ni odopa. Se ampa. Awuye ba. Yare ba. Ni peni nda. Ana abeto yen. Ama man nyina su charge adwo. Na so me manfo de me bom ho ban. Hwe school say wo mu tissue paper. Veronica bucket. Ni ehun nyama eno kura ho ka no. Bra jai. But nana do sinkente so obeye. Ye gitum ti ase. Sending in achi, you real baby say inti ekosi sen. The question here ne say, ampa. And to ya near one in the sweats in Asia Bay. Bia and we pay your said they are not Ghana for share. Because some women say no come start to say the war. The next thing I will carry a Diana will be debut, and yet they would in a chimney. And only idea SES. Okay, only me have a chance. Yeah, deal with a bit of the specifics because now ni crack say. IMF for about mobile, you know. They are going to audit our books. Yeah. And we live in a country finance minister will cook figures. So because we may account for a year disbursement to be or no bar no can figure we are. Now vice bar no a different figure. Now I don't know how would you respond to it? Me that was a part. They would and they have are two different things. Me checheni two can Metro Musa. One more by any of my years, so you them, young train, ya, near Bedun Como. But Adam, we don't, you need the IMF for bar. Said you what can they say? One more by they will expose the government. They would. Is that not what you said? To my understanding of the word would, no, Omobaye. Akuko be no young we are friend Akukofun. Obiakuko na one suspect is obe wintuko, who didn't so shake Siswa. Maybe your man APC, not or Tiapua, now we no, so we're from a year different figures. Government officials, them our programs. No, even with this COVID. No, different figures. You see, who is the in charge of giving figures to this country? Finance minister. Or parliament. So the figures are controlled. There is an argument. Say figures not the man. Now we are in a global village. Fortunately, Ghana acquired a passive right to information bill. Though. To me, and yet but at the end of the day, whatever comes out, we will get the figures. And the House of Records, Ghana and a parliament. It's not to deal with the issues of finance minister, they call parliament. Until further given by, until say, Yama, any counter figures. You don't admit mismanagement, corruption, and Yama, but Abino. I expend every amount to be abandoning Sembia judiciously. Minia, anything na Yamiadum, oh, I can't send me managing Hupa, or see any nano. Young says IMF 4 bay in Kitahum be dinum canche. Say, and cha, and I say, dear Yanidas was a person who be a bed, but Mika was said. Say, you can't, I dare say, Abia, Abano, a Cassin idea, Mimi see. Yes, Ghana for Gideon way, Muno. And when I'm going to be a house and Canadian to system of IMF. But said ya, I can almost say IMF, IMF. Yes, you do. Some pass, pass. But you were and you will be, and you will C6. Then you know pass.
You're grading.
Meboa. Enti adibia no nsusua wom anything ye nyina ade a wey ha ye friend say dodo wey ye friend say enye etire
Yeah.
wo de ani shape ni me de ani shape ye pe but e de ani nyina ye etire enti Ghana for dodo na de IMF me gitum susu ampa senke ye benya ke yanko ho nanso ebi wo a wo betumi akọ school na wo koye general art obi to bebe the same school no be science obi baba be visual art ni nyina so e secondary school. And that is to tell you, sir, the distinction now, you can say, and one must swamp by any IMF for Casa. I know when the president and I said, woman, IMF in Casa. IMF team number room there. And Gitahono Bessas watching. What the president is taking to IMF is completely different from the Yahoo Blibia Bessinko. Seeking policy credibility and program support are two different things. Yes, Jajetum say Ampa. In as much as yetuminya certain reduced targets. O kasa no say your targets are your setting and in your sakai. Me pacho. When is your unu ne senka obenya 10. Now we see bibia bebo mintimenya 6. Now we nya 6.5. Dia na wo hwehwe pa na 10 unzaga. Unzaga. Na so amanfo no hwehwe wo say ade a wo say wo de 10 ye no eno ana wo de beye.
All right.
Eti yesa e dia wo ho bechew. Ye dia be sre Ghana for no say.
Yeah.
The year 2017, you be inheriting IMF program. Ghana for your Siramu and Idiom, Young Brazil. And what must you know?
8.9.
Nansu be Yahu Maswa. What brown won't you know your Fumuka? Now more be Yahu. Now because media make us a mean for Queenie. It is a branch or a Queenie Cramen Quadino. No matter no mamma Yamaka Miakosis a mewu. Nimaka ampa make us a Yama Queenie dear mempe. Nembom sa me gina me nom na ma me hotomia metumi aye adwuma atokuni no de achen de ono de ma me no ade ama me ho ne mamanfo a de na obeye enti yesra mo se Ghana for aban baji IMF 2017 no 2019 successfully ofrimu even in the wake of that ade orchestra obeye na mo ni da kase pa the biggest social intervention policy free SHS aban to me ye aban no nurse for no market also man free public sector employment nurse for year 2012 to 2015
mama na was na men come ra
yeah to me fa wom
aban be
fa wom ni nyina achi
yeah
ye ko IMF
all right
ye no mudi ngita ho so mbaji atum so mu njintum I am of the greatest conviction say though it seem as a fall down the rise will be greater
all right
Ghana will move forward
say this is the part of the dishonesty. How can you say the NDC's IMF is different from that of the NPP? Master, stop there. Don't get me angry. Game Boy GH message or the airbar and Ezekiel, I'll say it seems the NPP rep is only shouting on rooftop. All right. Amma Jackson, I'll say Honorable Banasco, Joe 2 for all the free. Abefi and all the message where okay, I'll say that don't allow these deceitful NPP communicators and appointees to sway you into their side because they are all over the place telling Ghanaians that they are going to the IMF, and it's because the NDC's borrowings have matured and are therefore for bailouts to the loans, forgetting that Kufuor's first Eurobond of $750 million matured for payment in Mahama's time, which Mahama did not go to the IMF before the payment. All right, Owusu Banahine, another Banasco, Onusu Messenger, or the Eba, and no. All right, we'll go back to your messages. You're only 30 minutes more, we can split 10 minutes each now. Yeah, discuss the issues. A fast strike, I just read to you, nurses and midwives, social concerns are almost so raised with this same cooler. No, but unim say Carter no, Kenpon travel and tour and echo. Kenpon travel and tour echo Carter for the World Cup. A full package with your Qatar Airways flight, your accommodation, your feeding, your match tickets, your internal transport. Nina no ewo package na Kenpon the amount in 2%. Uko World Cup ni biwa sumdwemu just log on to Kenpon Travel and Tours 0598 474404 0598 474404 na kwa Qatar na Qatar de hoye ubetumi kra bobra no Qatar into ko Qatar dia Siasia yesa wo call World Cup. Nemum so ani da hɔ a enima bebrebe tumi afiri mu aba. Kokata kɔhwɛ World Cup. Na fa ho fasan ye fie yie. 0598 474404. Campo Travel and Tours. Ya do bedroom term. Aquaba Magic DSTV channel 150 and a Go TV channel 101. Usha Aquaba Magic local telenovelas bebre also solely Ghanaian content and ya dear go Aquaba Magic and so intino. Pel DSTV and a Go TV Nesha Aquaba Magic nibi. Ninya esuan hunu bebre free moon and afi Woods peppermint cough syrup. One for your throats intino so wa and now minimum you crew mini asike cow minimum yo heneni idea. You just get a sachet of Woods peppermint cough syrup. No, when you're really for open, you're simplifying in a sachet format. So you don't stress or hassle with a bottle or cup or water to mix before you drink. No when you're relief. You're the Woods peppermint cough syrup and echo. It comes with a strong peppermint flavor and is suitable for dry and wet coughs. Unya with the NBA. Almost the NBA Babuana fe, a 2 1 say Eddie Amount Empara. All right, the cats. So now 10 minutes. You discuss the strike actions, the impact, and what the nurses also brought out later this afternoon. Almost so, meaning what you make of it, there. But let's go.
They don't answer. I make call and no soon. Person me kaya man for a debate. About IMF issue. Nansa na makowe.
Maminti
Wo tie epahwada ben wo happy 98.9.
Equalization, this equal MPP coin. What the MPP is seeking to do now, no, is it not self-inflicted? Say, on one year, am I do the year doing? Inti say net no mwenya no echo radio station because me who letter be from Ministry of Information or deploy government appointees to radio stations and TV stations one-on-one to actually talk about this.
Say aborted.
Say document leaky, you know. They had to abort it.
Say and the problem back where such confidential things, no. I mean, a few people went for that meeting. So who leaked it?
That's the thing.
More problem, more banana school.
Is it also real?
It's true.
And you're real.
But the first day, those who were supposed to appear on the
first day, they were deployed.
They were deployed.
And the Kranes and Kaesla.
They deployed, yes. I mean, I'm saying, no, by one.
Yeah.
They don't. MPP for no more yamen, I said the whole choir mefa in Grofo Ebisa. It's because of one the things they said.
Wo tie epahwada ben wo happy 98.9.
Yeah, friend. Until I saw something on social media. BB IMF no initial, so IMF no see if Momo fails.
Yeah. So I've seen that. Yeah.
Until you.
I'm for now.
If Momo fails.
Interpretation
so,
of my acronym.
You see. Can you imagine? You see.
Incompetent Mahama fund. Mahama woman did that.
Maybe say Anyebia. You know, some years ago now, I think in March 2019, you more exiting, no.
Yeah.
Ye party. Anyebia, enter this time, no. We anticipate say watch it and say. As they are entering, I was saying, who say be because
Wo tie epahwada ben wo happy 98.9.
painful, and when you sit back, you ask yourself, yeah, to that extent. So what has changed overnight? They don't. And you, to the extent, say, ministers of state, government appointees were saying things that yentua e-levy. E-levy is also na anye ye. And now you find yourself with IMF. Into Bisa say, would they continue to send people to radio stations to try and tell us that IMF is now a good thing? You are a failure, you are useless, you are incompetent, no? And is it the same yardstick we are using? Say if NDC was incompetent and Mahama was incompetent and the NDC was a useless government, then I beg to differ. Say the same yardstick now, yet the boy NDC, no, that stands to reason that then I would be on the same pedestal to call MPP as a useless government. They are very incompetent. They are very inept. And they are useless government because niyama na mo kan no eno na mo de so sisi na mo so mo call IMF no. Then na mo go ya ho. De mo kan nyina no. But say they make earlier no. It is for the nation now because ye nyina na ye bepra, ye nyina na ye bebre. Inti say ebekọ yie na bi papa be pie mefi aba na ye ho atoye ndia. It is okay for us. But on record, bonds, loans, our transaction advisors na gino. No one pocketing. See, I think it was totally about 159 million. So you are aware. This is not my information from Parliament. When they asked the Minister of Finance, no, he totaled it up to 159 million. What must I say?
Dollars.
Yes. In transaction advisory fees are akọ omoho. And who are the transaction advisors? Is Data Bank and the Deputy Minister of Finance in charge of Edubuai. So they borrow because they will benefit. They take loans because they will benefit. Yeah? Do you think $159 million is chicken change? They don't. And yet chicken change. Crack. It's plenty money.
Minty on the cooler now.
I agree with the nurses rising.
Hey.
Yes.
Is that by now?
Look, let me catch him in what I said. Don't be surprised. UTAG will speak next week. Don't be surprised at all. Don't be surprised. Because all these people and they are doing the closed door negotiations. Mama a deadline. Near call back. Mama a deadline. Near call back to classroom. Mama a deadline. Near call back to classroom. You remember the single spine policy? Who passed it? Who implemented it?
Males.
Thank you. When it came, it was confronted in Professor Mills. Sure, I didn't say, hey! Obi at that time, you had 120 cedis. When the salary ever jumped, 150 cedis ever jumped to 1,500, 1,200. That was a heavy task. But we managed to what? To implement it. And Kromanjo. Why will doctors or why will teachers and labor unions strike at this time? Because they see the frivolous, Arabian-style living of government officials and the government itself. They see the excessive spending. I saw some funny joke on social media. Obviously, IMF Abanti, on your show, saying I do the Land Cruiser and car because I'm best up here. What kind of spending is that one to? To have a separate Land Cruiser to carry a chair? These are all unnecessary expenditures. Unnecessary. Into your feel, sir. Teachers no much on your Are you saying these people don't see? They are seeing you sit in an aircraft, paying $20,000 an hour. Ukoba. They see you every day. Now we'll see they 10% and now 15% they won't. They will get angry. They have a right to get angry and demand what's due them. And how can I say Inti se won't ya to be. Media misro se sia you tag there because you tag there the bar. Which is universities. Universities trouble back because already no university calendar no. Excuse my word, Ejimi. Unim said this year. Universities came home vacation for 3 weeks. Like this. 3 weeks vacation. First week of June, exams are on Befi. They went back to school on the 22nd. 3 weeks vacation. How is it possible? University students. Not just a calendar, not say. So I believe strongly that this government must pray that other unions and other organizations, state organizations and institutions don't go on strike. Because when they begin to go on strike, it has a ripple effect that a government are looking very, very...
minor will come to a standstill.
Yes. And it's because of what they see. It's because of what they see. What they see. What they see. What they see
so
is what makes them
high
angry.
And we are living low.
Thank you. Well, what's a high? And I will say, no, we won't allow that.
Right.
And no only problem.
Okay.
They should go a glow. Ni Independence Square no.
And still
this is the time what's our started about empire because nobody knows tomorrow what's going to happen. Nobody knows what negotiation has gone on in the past. End of June say end of July we should expect that.
All right, but I'll say the NPP has failed and nothing can save them. They are exhibiting too much arrogance. Escape from Pona Broker message or the Eba no. I'll say good evening, Happy FM. I'm Symbol Owusu, watching you live in Khaled. Have a nice Tuesday evening. I humbly appeal to our Ghanaian teachers to understand the situation in Ghana now and revisit their strike decision. Ghanaians understand their plea, but the time for this action isn't favorable. Regards to Dr. Owusu Afriyie Akoto, Ghanaians will reward him in no time as the next president. Thank you. Owusu message or the Maminko a year Richard Niyamaho on a year strike, and of course what the nurses are also threatening. Is it too much heavy for a load for the government to carry an arm?
They're done. Omanya yetimu. Enche kwa na mensumenya 40 nibi.
No.
For the past asitra kakra matran wo memu no. Dame hu ne se kasa aban ete Ghana aban ete no any strike. Menti say teachers union bi and our workers union bi any aban akọ negotiation ema aban de ne awope ama wonda a strike am bemu. Say what be da catch me. Since I started say me follow politics e okrum hanom. Menti say teachers union bi and I say aban edwumayefu bi ehia bibi mo won akọ negotiation ema aban de adekode no ama won without going for strike. Exactly so. So what be that there and you can correct me. Intino eya akoye say na ye wo honom no strike no and ye the only language aban etiase. Inti teachers union no so no they are becoming experts in strike. Now, esan say aban nim say one ko strike ha. Ni a open ye mfa ma woni ntino. Aban aheda ko fa mre bi aba. Na wo de agwache kire wo be strike na say we declare 30 days. When declare no one man notice ha, we ko strike na illegal. And they are behaving like zombies. Zombies. Onipa na ko strike na ni buafu no. The first action National Labour Commission be ya say I'm going to court because strike now work on illegal. I think that for the past 10-15 years, but not so many time and as I'm running for the past 10-15 years, strike bia ubia beko ukrum hebia National Labour Commission beko court akoka say illegal. Now when we say exactly time one man notice press statement in the National Labour Commission beka say we hu. Na mum so declare strike na dia whether they gave them official letter or not, and you say nipa na ko strike. Na what would America? So nipa na ko press statement na and Ibeka so you here because on far formal letter bi ambreme. Now so the same person could na media no ka say mako strike the end the National Labour Commission say we hu ntino or the next court. We hu. Na what recently near AC between UTAG and National Labour Commission now. I think I was very impressed with the UTAG legal team because they've been very clever. Now when they also dribbled National Labour Commission squarely, and I was very happy. I was very, very happy because then Obinya can strike a pen work court, Obi can strike and work court. Sabi nyan sabi in a womb. Nipa na can strike because bibi how no. Nipa na who say on maya yetimi one can strike at the open unsanka. Or can strike as a whole National Labour Commission what you would the salary I won't hear you maybe or striker no time the nako court. Intino, I think say this is what we have created for ourselves. Adia ye create ama ye hono say one striker aban own few into who striker they are the open obey ama. But be that as it may. Make utu a crafono. Na wetu momone fo enso fo em se baby aba bedu no ahokyeraba yin na ye tum se ahokyera ba they deserve the cola nurse fo ne teacher fo no they deserve the cola nimum especially nurse fo no enti cola ni nti ubehwe ma obi egu ebetumi aye wo mami o ebetumi aye wo nua enti no eye den pa na so mimum de I'll sit here and beg them. So one consider kakra. Whilst advising them no, na yentu aban so fo, especially na do dankwe kufuado say profligate spending no eje. Minia, woni abofra tifie, wo se ne sika ni honti ebedi gare. Na wo papa na wo se sika ni honti ebedi gare no, wakoto pizza. Now they akoshe bedroom na nkwan wudi. Wo ka sa abofra no hu.
Mame na was Richard Niama. Good. All right, Mema Banasco, the final bite of the pie, then we say goodbye. Banasco, kill it, young Cohen.
Yeah, Minya, that's it. I'm saying, I said the medi kind, and was on a meeting. Who's there? That's a Tibian and Hochawaya this year. And the view, Ya Koswaka said, Ghana 4 GD wo ye musun kunti. And I'm quite say, Bra Yeko, and I say any IMF Fukudi and Babano. Ama nipa pi aboto a dodo na no minim se eyo pepa muti na woka ne woka minim se utak kasa mo aka fa ho nyina ne ade a enye boapayo na mbum eya adwenkyere ne odopa a wowo ma aban nanso eya nanka won ahye ebu kombo kakra ahye the situation a ema nipa kwotibia bi won se yemu bi advocate se eye prisons a wodi nipa ko ya akra they should be segregation
happy
obi wo ho a
98.9
na botanti a ode ko bo okron bi no anase ade poti okokɔfa e no na nka eye ne papa mu a omfada nanso bibinti me kai se ye research bi ye kɔgye data bi free nwa wogina kwan ho akitesi bi hu na ni di nkomo ni experience a ɔhyɛ no obi a ye kɔ ni nyina no obi dudu na asun esense na ade binti na wabegina ho nti ye besre senka Ghana fo ye sramo ye warehemu se de mu kan nyina no eyade a eya komapa na bibinti a mugina do amode ka no yenyim ze eno no enyade a eyotan na mbom eyodo kwan so na mode kire ye besramo IMF a MPP aban a na nado dankwa kufu adodan no eye ade a se sabri na ebri pempro mu yama wan so yasen na yantoto na mabi ensisi na mabi pia enam enema AC wo baby a ye fra bibi external influences enema AC a won woni hutumi mesra hwe me nipa bi eya na okra electrical wires every turkey 2019 ya na container no high no o high otua $3,500 enam me no ka se ukọ high no turkey ho a dodon turkey ho angasa wo eye $15,000 and then say Ghana ha na wo ayo wo high no take you wa atum from $3,500 to $15,000 and no ko high now de enoma ne de ba enoma no beti wo so ana say we dey obetum enyo no so ni fault just ye here why yes ye de be ya adan nti ende edin a ebekosoro but yesira mu say ni nyina mu no munhwa rehye aban no wo na opepa a we yi a kire mu na munti na sese egbomu se soso ampara anamo aye tu nkanya de amonije ho na so gidi am wo ye mu a ye ko mu 2017 be fa ya still a yetumi ye programs no trust in the MPP government say eyade a
as IMF by public sector workers no
yeah me ba ho
so much
yes agitated mesra am say minua ani aka asem bi mene ne ya adwen na mintim ene se ewiase ade bia wo ye bia obi gina chihwe se o create picture bia ema obi na adwen ye ne se akwanya bia wanya nti ɛna watumi yɛ nea woyɛ a ɛma yɛmhyehye n'ani bere ba wɔte sɛ mehu sɛ wo sɛ kɔɔ ano daa na sɛ ɔkɔm de me ahwɛ a mede abufuhyew ɛbɛto ahyɛ wo so sɛ mebɛgye bi adi mɛsrɛ teacherfo ɛna ɛyɛ anɛsefo nyame adom meka ka meankasa meka ho bi sɛ cost of living allowance ɛba megye di sɛ mewɔ nyi medi mfim ɛsiane sɛ meyɛ mpp no nti ɛden a menya bi nanso nka kotodwe gu fam aban nya ɔpɛpa sɛ ampa ɛwɔ mu sɛ yɛnkɔ adwuma de nanso ɔno na ɔfa yɛ adwuma nti bosome nkron akatua ɔde bae november mpo yɛwɔ biribi a yɛfrɛ no kola a ɛno no bosome biara professional development allowance ɛyɛ 100 cedis wɔka ne nyinaa bom 1002 wɔde obiara ne de maa no fɛfɛɛfɛ aban no yɛi nti sɛ saa biri ɛwɔ mu sɛ yɛsa ka ɛbɛboa ma aboro so nanso mpanimfoɔ abu baabi sɛ wɔberɛ a wɔagya ɛsi kyerɛ ɔko ado ice cream tonto bi ma wo ni.
All right, Banasco, it's a member of the NPP. Oh no, Eba, Richard Ni Ama with the PPP. Anna Fetiti Katano, a member of the NDC. Mamina production team no ase, Kwajo Sifadankwa, Isaac Ade, Anna Fe, Thomas Kofia Samoa. Be mindful, if one person remembers your name, it means you made a change. You're from the dawn, Kwabna Pra, Nyami Adumech now. We'll be back for another edition. So then, good evening.